Today's video is going to be all about how you can start private labeling items on Amazon. Now, if you don't know anything at all about private labeling, then this is the video for you. I'm going to cover with you guys exactly what you need to do from start to finish in order to bring something to the market that you can make yours and start private labeling and selling on Amazon.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Barney with Profit Guru. I'm a teacher, mother of 3, and Amazon FBA seller. Here at Profit Guru, we're dedicated to trying strategies out and continually improving our own software to help other Amazon sellers just like you.
So before we get to it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss one of our videos. Now let's start out by talking about why private labeling is different from doing arbitrage on Amazon. So when you're doing arbitrage, what you're doing is taking things that are already existing on the shelves, buying them, and then sticking your own label on it and sending it to Amazon. You're just reselling something that's already in the store. Private labeling is different than that because what you're going to have to do is find somebody to make an item, improve it somehow, put your own logo on it, and then send it to Amazon. So there are definitely pros and cons with this method. The first pro is that you are putting your own trademark and label on this. So you don't have to share the listing with anybody else. You're going to be creating the listing. This product is yours and yours alone. So therefore, there's no competition. The other positive thing with private labeling is your profit margins are typically higher than what you see with arbitrage or with wholesale. So if you do this process the right way, you can end up making a lot of money. Now, everything sounds great with this method, right? So what are the cons? Well, one of the first cons is going to be this is not something where you can think of an idea and start selling it tomorrow. Private labeling the right way takes several months to do. It's also going to be a bigger investment in your money as well, so it's a bigger gamble. With arbitrage, it's really no gamble at all. If your items don't sell, you can use them yourself, or you could even return them to the store. But with private labeling, you're going to be buying a huge bulk of an item that you're bringing to the market, and what if nobody ends up wanting to buy it? What if you have too much competition in that niche and they're not selling? Now you have all this product and all of this money invested into one thing. So yes, there's higher risk, but with higher risk also comes the potential for higher reward. Now, let's start talking about the process. What's the very first thing you're going to need to do to private label an item? Well, the very first thing is some market research. You need to find an item that does already exist and that shows that there's a demand for it and that people want it and need it, but that's not an item that's already too saturated. So the first thing that I like to do when I'm thinking of something to private label is to go to Amazon and use the keywords to search for that product. If when I search for it, I see thousands upon thousands of listings that come up, then that's too saturated. There are going to be too many listings, too many other sellers for this product. Where's mine going to land? Am I going to be on the last page? If so, then nobody's going to see it. So that's the very first thing you need to do. You need to make sure that you're choosing a product that falls into a niche where people want this product, they need this product, but there's not already somebody who is the main seller of this product, and there's not thousands and thousands of this product available. Now, the best place that I go for some product research after searching Amazon is to Profit Guru. I have some videos showing you guys how I set some filters to find some really good products that are doing well and don't have a ton of competition. So I'm gonna link that video right above. Some things to keep in mind is you're going to want this item to also be as small as possible and as light as possible and as non-breakable as possible. The reason being is shipping goes up significantly as your items get larger and heavier. Also, if this is something that could break or maybe the customer is going to get it and it's going to be broken in the box, then you're going to be doing a ton of returns, which is going to cut into your profits. So there's your 2 pieces of homework to do right off the bat. Find a good niche, find a need for something, and make sure that it is as small and as light as possible. The other thing to do right in the beginning is to make sure that you're not just taking a product and producing the exact same replica of that product. So you're going to want to find something where you notice that you can improve it somehow. Maybe you can take this product and make a different variation of it, fix some little part of it, do something with it so that it's rebranded and re-amped up to be even better. Otherwise, how is yours going to stand out in the competition and make somebody want to buy yours over the competition's? You have to somehow improve it. So you found a product that you want to sell. Now you need to start thinking about, what are you going to do for your brand? What's your trademark going to be? What is the logo that you're going to slap onto this product? Because that's something that you are definitely going to need to have with the private labeling model. So you're going to have to go out and get yourself maybe an LLC to cover yourself to make sure that you're protected. For example, if you're selling something that could potentially cause harm to somebody, they could come back on you, and you don't want to be liable for that. So you definitely want to think about forming at least an LLC and then purchasing a trademark and a logo that's going to be attached to your brand. That's also something that I should definitely point out to you. It is definitely safer to pick products that are not going to have a huge liability attached to you. So for example, a skincare product. If you're making something that people are putting on their skin and that could maybe cause a rash or a reaction, that's something where they could come at you and try to hold you accountable for that. So you're also going to want to keep that into mind and to choose products that are safe. Now that you have all of that set up, I'm going to take you into my computer so I can show you the next step of how you can find yourself a manufacturer to produce your product.
So now that you have your product in mind that you want to get, now you need to get that product. I'm not saying this is the only method of getting it, but this is a popular one, Alibaba.com. So with doing this, you are going to be outsourcing. You're finding somewhere that is not in the United States to manufacture your products and to ship them to you. So the positives of going to Alibaba.com is that it's going to be probably a lot cheaper than if you are manufacturing within the United States. But I will say that that is a big selling point for people as well. When they see the made in the USA tag, that can be a selling point. Now, another thing to think about is sometimes the quality of the products is not fantastic. So I'll show you while we're doing this how you are going to combat that as well to make sure that you're getting good quality. So the first thing you're going to do is come up into where it says products and type in the key terms for what you're trying to manufacture. So say I wanted to make like a pet bed. I'm going to put in maybe pet bed as my search term and start seeing what comes up. Lots of dog beds. So if maybe I didn't mean just specific dog beds, then I could go in and start rethinking about my key terms to make them a little more specific. Maybe I want it to be for a rabbit cage, or maybe rabbit accessories. So I can see a lot of cages are coming up. I wouldn't personally want to manufacture a cage because that's something that's big. It's going to be oversized. So let's see if we can find something smaller for a rabbit cage. Maybe this tiny little bed here. That might be something good to manufacture. You can see from this manufacturer, you can get the pieces from 76 cents to $1.45. So being able to get it for that price, that seems like you would definitely have room for quite a bit of profits in the end, because there's a lot to consider. You're going to have to place a pretty big order typically. Now, there's also going to be the shipping that is in there. You're going to have freight forwarding fees. Once you get your products, then you're going to have to ship them to Amazon. You could go directly from the manufacturer and have them go straight to Amazon. But personally, being kind of a control freak, I would rather have the products come to me so I can make sure that they are authentic and the way that I want them to be. There are also tons of people that you can find even on Facebook, who are actually inspectors. So thinking about doing something like that, you could hire an inspector, pay them a fee to go in and inspect the merchandise if you did want to have them shipped directly to Amazon and not have to come to you first. So let's just click here and start looking at this pet bed a little deeper. So some things that you're going to want to look at when you're trying to find a manufacturer, right here is some protections. So I can see that we have some trade assurance, which is going to protect us for our orders. So I know that I'm dealing with a respectable manufacturer who's not just going to take my money and then not give me my products. And then there's also a refund policy that they have. It says if the shipment's delayed or the product quality differs from what are specifics in the online order, you can claim a refund. So you're definitely going to want to see some protections from the manufacturer before you choose them as your manufacturer. Something else you're going to want to look at here is their contact.
So I can see that their typical response time is less than 4 hours. That's pretty good. You want to make sure you're choosing a manufacturer who's going to have open dialogue with you, where if you need to reach out with them, tell them maybe some modifications you want put on the product, that they're going to be somebody who is going to respond back to you. Their on-time delivery rate is 100%, so this is seeming like a pretty good manufacturer. Now, the next thing you're going to want to look at, if those things are all checking out and they seem to be respectable, is up here at their minimum order quantity. That's pretty low. To only have a minimum order of 5 pieces, that's kind of atypical. Typically, what you'll see is manufacturers wanting you to order a really big shipment to really make it worth their time. So to only have 5 as the minimum order, that's not bad. You can also choose a difference in the sizes here, and then they have 3 different colors. So that would be something too that you would have to talk to the manufacturer about. You're going to want to maybe improve this in some way, make it your own, make some fine improvements that you're not seeing in other animal beds, because anybody could just order this bed and list it. So what can you do to make it a little different? You're going to want to reach out when you contact the supplier here and ask them those questions. How much flexibility are they going to give you in modifying the product, if any at all? Because sometimes the manufacturer, they might not let you. So that's something to definitely discuss with them right in the beginning. Now down here, you can read the customizations if they provide any for you to see what they're saying right out of the gate they can do for customizing. So I can see here, if you want a customized logo on it, which you're definitely going to want to do, you're going to want this specific to your brand. So to put the customized logo on it, there you go. Now we see the minimum order you would need. And that differs a lot from up here what the minimum order is. So to put your logo on it, you're going to have to order at least 500 pieces. So you can see where this is definitely a bigger gamble, because what if you were to order all 500 of these and you're paying about $1 a piece? Now that's at least $500 that you have sitting in inventory, and maybe if it's not selling, that's a lot to have tied up. So that's why it's so important in the beginning steps of private labeling to make sure you're doing the research, making sure that there is a need for this product in the marketplace and that the competition is not too high to begin with. Something else you can think about doing is bundling. So if somebody is wanting to get this little bed here for their pets, chances are they're probably going to need some other pet accessories to go along with it. So that's where you'll want to see if the manufacturer has other products that you could bundle together. That's definitely going to make your listing stand out against a listing that just has a pet bed. So it's always a smart move to think about putting something with that one product to increase the value to the buyer. So these seem like really cute pet beds. From the picture, the quality seems to be pretty good. But what you're going to want to do first, before you just order 500 of these and smack your logo on it, is you're going to want to request a sample. So that is the first thing to do when you're going in and you are contacting the supplier. So when I click contact the supplier, it comes up right here where I can send my inquiry to them. So now I would enter the product details that I'm looking for. I would tell them about the color, the size, anything specific that I want for the product. You can see here too other questions that buyers send. You can talk about the best price. Typically, the more you order, the lower price you'll get. So you could talk to them about how much you would have to order to get the bottom dollar price. And then also you're going to want to know about their shipping costs. Now, it might feel like a waste of time to have to wait maybe even several weeks to get the sample of the product, but trust me, always order a sample first. You're not going to want to put your name, your image, and your brand on something that you are not inspecting for quality first yourself. So definitely always get the sample. So once you get the sample, notice what you want about it and what you want to change. And then you'll have that dialogue with the manufacturer as your next message. So Alibaba does make it very easy to find manufacturers to source from. There are a ton of manufacturers here, so you're definitely going to want to do that research that I'm just showing you now to make sure that you're getting a good manufacturer, because they're not all created equal. So do those things. Make sure that they have the protections that come with them, that they have a good rating, that they have good delivery service. Make sure that you are picking somebody who is going to do you justice. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do in your private label venture is getting Amazon brand registry. So you're going to want to enroll your brand into this registry so that you can get a lot more features than you would get if you didn't have Amazon brand registry. It's going to protect you better. You're going to get A+ content, which is something that you're definitely going to want to make your listings stand out. And then you'll see here, you can also promote your brand. You'll have access to a lot more data. When you're making the listing itself, you'll see a ton more features that you can add to the listing. Something like a video. Being able to have a video on there attracts buyers. They like to be able to see the product in action. Another selling point for buyers that you have to have this A+ content to do is to go live. So this is definitely a step you're not going to want to skip. Enroll in the brand registry so that you can have those tools to really make your listing stand out, and so that you can market and advertise like going live. Being able to showcase live to people is definitely a selling point. So now what you're going to want to do is go in and find some listings that are similar to the product that you're selling and figure out how you can make that listing even better. So here's a listing for an animal bed, kind of similar to what we're thinking about manufacturing. And what I'm paying attention to here is the listing health score. So what this is right here, this is just the Helium-10 free Chrome extension. So this doesn't cost you any money. You'll just go to Google, type in Helium-10 free Chrome extension and download it. When you click into any listing, it will show you the health score. Obviously, you can see that 10 out of 10 is the best score. So now we're going to dig through this listing to see what they did to get this score so that we can essentially take those same concepts and put them into our listing so that we as well can have a 10 out of 10 listing. So the first thing that you'll notice is that there are really high quality pictures here. That is something that you definitely need. So if you don't have a good camera to take high quality pictures, you should definitely think about hiring somebody to get you some high quality pictures. So the main listing image, super cute. You can see the house. The next one is something to pay attention to. So here they are listing all of the features. We can see that it is soft cotton, summer sleeping mat, lock stitch A borders, durable than others, and bottom anti-skid plastic drop cloth. So they are listing all of the features right here so that the buyer can see them easily. Now this next image, they're showing the dimensions. So that is great. You don't want to leave any questions left to the buyer after they see your listing. You want to make sure that any question they have, anything that they're looking for, is clearly answered. So this is a great second image to have. It shows that it's suitable for pets no more than 9 inches long. And then you can see some images here of the cute pets that would be suitable for this bed. The only thing that I'm really not seeing that these pictures have is a video in the end. So then there would be an idea that I would want to create on my listing. I'm going to reproduce all of these same concepts, great high quality pictures, make sure I have all of the benefits of my product, but then I'm also going to probably pay somebody to make a little video for me so that buyers can see some animals in action interacting with my pet bed. That is one way that I could make my listing stand out against a listing that is already a 10 out of 10. Now over here on the right hand side underneath the price and the buy box would show any other sellers. So you can see that there is no other seller on this listing. This is definitely a private label item and therefore they have no competition. So anybody that wants to get this specific pet bed, they're only getting it from this one seller. So you can see how it definitely eliminates the competition to private label because no one else is going to be able to jump on and to make this item. It is yours and yours alone, and you get all of the sales from the listing. But it is taking a lot longer to do because it does have to be done the right way. So now I can see the bullet points. With the bullet points, you're definitely going to want to show the benefits over just the features alone. So what are the benefits of buying this product? Make sure that they're clearly there for the buyer to see. They're saying the benefits are a lovely shape, quality material, good for different seasons, it's the proper size for these animals, and then they're saying it also could be a nice gift. So you can see how these bullet points are very specific and very detailed. You're going to want to do the same thing on your listing. Now, something else that I'm going to want to look at before I finalize my order with my manufacturer is looking into what type of customer reviews the products are getting right now. So I can see here that durability, the customer rating is kind of low for durability as well as sturdiness. So right there, that's an area that I can see that buyers want to see improved, and I can improve it with my product. I could also put that as one of the bullet points as one of the benefits. I would say how my product is more durable and sturdy than others. So little things like this, these little pieces of research that you're doing is going to make the world of a difference when it comes to making somebody want to buy your product versus the competition. Now right here where it says buy it with, these are products that buyers are typically buying when they buy this bed. So after they get the bed, then they're going on to get this toy and this cage. Right there, that is perfect bundling ideas for you. So when you're thinking about putting your bed with another product to make a buyer want to get yours over somebody else's, put a little toy with it that they could put into the cage. Maybe you could find a little fenced-in area that you could put with it too and make this little bundle. Bundles increase value. So if you can increase the value, you're going to increase your sales. And now here are a lot of different beds, so I could do the same thing. I could go into those listings. I could look at the reviews and see what are customers saying that they want to see improved. And when I'm reaching out to my manufacturer, these are the types of things I'm going to want to discuss with them to see if they can make better. Now right here in the product description, see how they have these big photos that go with it? This is something that you only get when you're in that brand registry and you have the A+ content access. So this could be a big selling point to see these pictures here now. And if you don't have brand registry, you won't be able to add these to your listing. Now, the final thing I'll want to do is go down to see if there's any reviews, which there are. So I can see a lot of 5-star reviews. I will read through some of those if this is a product I'm serious about manufacturing, but what I'm really looking for is for some lower reviews so that I can see where can I improve this product. So now I can see a bit small, so small. This does not really fit either of my hairy guinea pigs. So that's something to think about when I'm manufacturing it. I'm going to want to make sure that it is large enough for a guinea pig. Right here, I can see very cheaply made. Here's why I'm going to want to get my sample. I'm going to want to make sure that it's really good quality, not nearly as nice as in person. The padding is not plush, it's very flat, and the stitching for the eyes and gills are really poor. So something like that. They're going to want to see good stitching. Now this is why you're going to want to inspect that sample. Make sure that the stitching is good. I can see what people are talking about with the durability of it. It does look like it can get a little squished down into mold that way. So we're getting really great ideas right now of where we're going to want to improve our product and some specifics that we're going to want to tell the manufacturer so that we can make our product better than this one. So this is something that you do early on in the research area is get the ASIN for a product similar to what you want to manufacture and go in and make sure that it is getting enough sales per month, that there is a demand for it. So we are just going to copy this ASIN and put it right into Profit Guru Sales Estimator so that we can see how much this specific listing is making in profit. So right from the Profit Guru dashboard, I'm going to come over here to Sales Estimator. I'll paste in the ASIN and search. So as we already went over, there's only one seller here because this is a private labeled item. And right here, based on their BSR, their sales rank, they are getting an estimate of 431 sales per month.
So if we can take this product, which we found one similar on Alibaba, if you wanted something cute like an animal house, you could definitely find those there too. So you're going to want to do the same thing. Make sure you're finding a good manufacturer, and then you're going to bring them all of these questions that we just saw in the listing people want to see improved. So we would talk about the stitching, we would talk about the quality and the durability and the size, all of those things. Because if this listing is getting this many sales per month, and we can maybe make our listing even better, make the quality of our product even better, then we're definitely going to be able to compete with them and also see at least 431 sales per month. So you can see how there's a lot more room for making money with this model. Nobody else is going to get these sales other than us, because this is our product. But as you can see, it does take work. You're going to have to do a lot of research before to make sure that there's a demand. You're going to have to find the manufacturer. You're going to have to create a really good listing. You're going to have to get your trademark and your brand registry and your logo to put on it. But when it's done the right way, you can make a lot of money. So they're selling this for $13.99. So they're probably paying around $1 per unit to get it manufactured. Now, when you think about shipping fees incorporated into that, we could probably estimate that they're getting maybe half of this as their profit. So maybe $7. So if they're making $7 in profit after their cost of goods, and they are selling $431 a month, boom, that's $3,000 that they're making selling this one animal bed alone per month. So then once you have your product, you have your listing made, the next thing and the final thing that you're going to want to do is to think about your launch. You're also going to have to invest in some PPC campaigns. So that is paying some more money to get some ads. And finally, thinking about going live with your product. All of these things are going to increase your sales. So I hope this was super beneficial for you guys so that you can see how you take a product from start to finish, bring it to the market with your logo, your brand on it, and how you can really make some good money with private labeling if you do it the right way. Feel free, if you have any questions, to always leave them below. I am always happy to help people out and to answer specific questions for you. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss one of my videos. I'll see you next time.